Thank you so much, and thank you everyone for joining. As stated previously, I am Latanya, the founder and the president of Smart Girls Empowered. I'm here today with our vice president, Sharon Murphy.
Hello.
And we're excited. We're excited to be here and to go over some of the tips and tricks that we've experienced in entrepreneurship. Today, we will be discussing steps and ways of creating your own brand and ultimately becoming an entrepreneur.
So in this session, we have a few videos as well as slideshows that we'll be going over, and it's pretty much ideas and steps on becoming a successful entrepreneur. As stated, please feel free to ask any questions throughout this presentation. We welcome all interaction throughout this process. We don't want it to be a boring process. We also want to make sure that you do have a pencil and piece of paper, because we will be stating certain things and we're quoting different poems, and we want you to go away with some positive energy and some great ideas. So with that being said, Latanya, our president, she will be facilitating this presentation. And like I said before, we have a Q&A area where you can ask any questions that you feel free, and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Thank you. Why mentor entrepreneurs? Why not? Why not inspire others who are actually working towards their dreams? Why not invest the time and energy in those who are seeking help, for those who has the potential? Why wouldn't we motivate each other, especially those who are striving for their dreams? My motto is to inspire a dreamer, invest in a stranger, uplift a neighbor, and help build a leader. Not everyone is designed or cut out for entrepreneurship. Not everyone wants to own a business, but for those who are seeking entrepreneurship, there are tons of resources out here for you. There are tons of help. There's people out here that are willing to help and invest time and energy into helping you become the best you that you can be. Research shows that more high school students are looking ahead to entrepreneurship-focused futures. In fact, study shows that many young business owners are starting their entrepreneurial adventures years before they can even think about submitting college applications. Why do you think that is? Over 50% of high school scholars say that their parents are encouraging them to gain experience in the workplace. 77% of people aged 14 to 21 are already earning their own money, my daughter included. 42% believe that they'll invest or they'll invent something that will change the world. I also believe that is true. We have tons of up and coming businesses, leaders that I feel that we should all reach out to, if possible, and offer a lifting hand to provide encouragement and to provide leadership to someone who is trying to better themselves. Doesn't cost a thing, just a little time, some effort, and just passion behind it. There's a quote or a poem by Ralph Marston, and it's entitled "Smile on Life." I have a bookmark of this poem that I put in all the books that I'm reading, because it helps me to reflect on why a smile is important. Here's the poem. Give the world a smile today. Smile at nothing and it becomes something warm and precious to smile about. Look at life with loving eyes. You'll see so very much to love and to appreciate. Where life has been and where it is going, converge in the moment that is now. Give your best, be your best right now. For now is everything with which you can work. Think the most powerful, positive, uplifting thoughts that you can imagine and ask yourself, how can I express this in a positive way right now? Positive power right now. Smile on life with your own special smile right now, and life will smile back in ways that are truly delightful. This next slide talks about finding your gift. A gift is a natural ability or habit. So take out the piece of paper and pencil that Sharon asked you to bring or to have ready, and write down these questions and answer them. What are you great at that requires the least amount of effort? What are you strong at? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your passions? What are you passionate about? What does your vision of success look like? Have you thought about these things? When becoming an entrepreneur, these are things that you should consider. You don't want to go into business branding after what you think is cool or what you think will make you the most money. It doesn't provide any fulfillment at the end of the day. Therefore, researching and finding out what you're gifted in will definitely be a positive look for you.
So I want to kind of piggyback off of what Latanya has been talking about with what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. Those are two very key important things when becoming an entrepreneur. You want to make sure you know your strengths because you want to know what area you can go in and what works good with you. And that also goes with your weaknesses. You want to make sure you're not going into something that you're weak in. If you're not trained to be a doctor, you don't want to go in and try to be a surgeon. Or if you're not good with people, you don't want to go into dealing with people. You want to make sure you know for sure what you're strong in and what you're weak in, because that can be your success or that can be your failure to your own business. And what does your vision of success look like? That's another key thing. You want to be able to almost see yourself in the future doing what you do now and it being successful. You don't want to see it failing. You don't want to see that because, again, having a roadblock or having something that comes up and somewhat kind of prevents you, or not prevents you, but make it a little delayed to get your vision off the ground is not a bad thing. But when you can see your vision might not be that clear, or it might not be as successful as you want it. It's a possibility that, again, goes back to, am I strong in this? Is this something that I can really do or I should be doing? And it might take some time. Tanya and I have many times went back and forth about our vision, her vision, and me being on her team. Not only am I on her team, I'm her best friend. So we sometimes piggyback off of each other. She might say, oh, that's a good idea. Or I'll say, that's a good idea. Having a vision, having someone that has the same vision as you is very key as well. Those are so important. Those are key areas and key things to do when you're becoming an entrepreneur. You want to make sure that your vision's clear, and you want to make sure the people around you understand your vision, understand your passion, and you both are on the same road to that success. The next slide that's coming up will be a video. Latanya kind of get a little bit more into the next slide and explain her purpose behind getting different entrepreneurs to speak on our session today.
Well, I was going to save that till the end because we have a few speakers on here. However, my vision was pretty much to empower female entrepreneurs that are already out here doing what they need to do, that are already out here trying to network and to brand their business. So what I did was I took a few of my Facebook friends and family members, and I did a short interview with each one of them. I cut out some snippets from our discussion, which I felt were really powerful to insert in the presentation, just based on the passion behind what they're saying. They had a lot of good advice to share with young female entrepreneurs or young females who are looking to go in business. So we're going to share some of these videos, and we look forward to hearing your feedback from them. So here goes. This is Susan McGee.
All right, Latanya's going to give us a little feedback on that video. I see some chats going on. I am going to answer those chats. We just don't want to get, we're going to let Latanya go ahead and talk about that video. Go ahead.
Well, that interview was with my aunt, actually. She sells paparazzi jewelry, and she was very excited when she started paparazzi jewelry. She spoke about the struggles that she had with starting the business.
So it says all videos after. You guys can't hear us?
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
No one heard the video play. Oh, they couldn't hear the video.
Oh, you can't hear the video. Okay, let us try to play the video again. We got time. It's okay.
Okay.
We got time. We'll play the video again.
Hold on.
Okay, we'll try it again.
Can they hear now? No audio. Okay.
So unfortunately, we're having technical difficulties with this video, but Latanya is going to explain what was being said in this video.
Yeah, sorry about that. We did a few tests and we thought it was all clear. However, what she was saying was you have to know. Okay. You have to be confident in what you're doing. You have to know your product. You have to know who you're marketing to. You need to be transparent in the process. She spoke a little bit about researching. When she started her business, one of the things that she didn't do that she wished she had have done was done more research regarding actually becoming a consultant and what that entailed and how much that was going to cost and what that looked like. All she knew was she saw this jewelry that this lady was selling, and then that was something that she was interested in. Not only was she interested in wearing the product, she was interested in selling the product. So there's a passion there. And pretty much the bottom line is be passionate about whatever it is that you're seeking to do. If you're going into business for yourself, make sure it's going to be something that is going to fulfill you. A lot of times we get into jobs where it pays well, but is it fulfilling at the end of the day? No. Do you still feel like there's a piece missing? Yes. Do you feel like you are living your purpose? No, because you're working and you're executing someone else's vision. That's not for you. So find what's for you and let that be for you. You work on that. You build off of that. And then you will find fulfillment at the end.
And that's crazy. Tanya just said, know what is for you. I wrote that down as the video was playing. Know what is for you. I remember going to college and I went into the field of medicine because everybody told me, oh, it's money in the field. So I went to school and I got my degree in healthcare, and I spent, I want to say 6 years, maybe 8, close to, in healthcare, and realized that was not for me. I didn't enjoy it. I started as a physician assistant in school, and I'm like, I don't like it. I didn't enjoy it, and I still pursued that medical field because that's what everyone around me told me that was the money. And I realized that at the end of the day, I spent all that time, all that money, and going to college for something that I had no passion for at all. I got out of that field. I am in a field that I somewhat do like now, but overall, I would love to get out of that totally and really focus on our vision that we have together, which is empowering not just the state of Michigan, but the world. This is a big dream. This is a big vision. We're not just trying to stay local, and a vision starts with a foundation. It starts with substance. It starts with, sweat and tears. Anything when you ride past the construction sites and you see them knock something down, you can't see quite the vision, but something's going to go there because you see the product, you see the trucks, you see the dirt, you see that they're getting ready to build something. And that's the same way with a vision and you building your brand. You're going to start from nothing, and you're going to have to buy pieces from here and there, and it might fall down, it might rain one day, but that doesn't mean you might have to step back a little bit and wait and go back to the drawing board. And I don't want to jump slides, but at the end of the day, know what is for you, and know that at the end of it, you have to make sure you're capable and able of seeing your vision and doing what is best for you and what you enjoy. Our next slide is, go ahead.
Oh,
sorry.
Nope. Yep, that one.
Okay.
All right. The next one is starting a business is a huge commitment. Entrepreneurs often fail to appreciate to appreciate the significant amount of time, resources, and energy needed to start and grow a business. Here are some of the biggest challenges to starting and growing a business: producing a great and unique product or service, having a strong plan and vision for the business, having significant capital, cash flow, and finding great employees. So producing great and unique products is number one. It's at the top. It's at the top of my list, because who wants to buy a bad product? Going back to what my aunt stated, you guys didn't hear her, but she said, if you have a bad product, nobody's going to want to buy it. Like, true. Like, I read Amazon reviews when I make purchases, and if the review is under a 4.5 star normally, I'm going to the next product. I'm on to the next. I really look forward to reading the reviews before I even make the purchase. So it's going to be the same with you in business, and people are going to review you in the same light. So just take heed of the things that you require for others to have to have set up in place for you as a consumer, take heed of that, because when they're buying your product, they're also looking at you in the same light. Okay. Having a strong plan and vision for the business. Planning makes perfect. With a plan, you're guaranteed to stay on track, or if you need to add things or remove things, then you're able to do that. You have the flexibility to do that when you see fit. However, any business starts with a plan, whether it's how you want to sell your product, how you want to reach your audience, where you would like your product to be sold. What type of outsource would you like your product? Or are you going to have a storefront? Are you going to do something online? Like, what works best for you? What works best within your budget? And that goes into having the significant capital or cash flow. We're not millionaires, we're startups. So there's a lot of money that we need that we don't have. So in that sense, we have to become creative, whether it's just talking to family and friends, asking for donations, doing fundraisers, maybe applying for a loan if you're there. But most of us are not there, and we could really benefit from the help of others. So having the capital is usually the most challenging part when you are trying to open a business, and that is usually what will stop you from opening a business. And I'm here today to tell you, like, don't stop investing in yourself. Don't stop dreaming just because you don't have the money. Work towards it. It's going to take time. It took me quite a while to start a clothing line. It did. I didn't have the money. I worked for GM. I split my check pretty much. Some was for bills, the other was for my business. And maybe that wasn't the proper way to do it. I should have saved for it, but it was something that I wanted. It was something that I was passionate about. I believed in myself enough to invest my own money that, could have and should have been used for everyday living. But, just having that capital or building that is definitely going to be a motivator in starting a business. So just look into how you can create revenue for your company even before it starts. Like, add that into your plan. Don't neglect that part, because that part is very important. And if you neglect that part in the beginning, you're going to regret it at the end. Finding great employees. Not everyone is looking for employees. However, internships, you can train, youth in order to and you can train youth to be a great employee. You can train anyone to become a great employee. But I believe that with young minds, we can shape those minds, we can mold those minds, and they'll work out for us. So utilize some of our younger talent, and they'll do you great.
I want to hit on two things, the capital, and this kind of goes within the having a strong plan, promoting. Promoting your business is so important, and I think that was my biggest failure in my personal business that I had. Back when I was 27, I opened up my own business, and I thought it would be a good idea not to promote it before I opened it, because I was so afraid that someone was going to steal my idea. And I wasn't very polished with owning my own business. That was just my dream to do. I opened it on my birthday. And I remember standing in my building and nobody had come to my grand opening, because I put my grand opening papers out, I think maybe 2 days before my grand opening. I plastered them out, and it didn't dawn on me that people have other things going on in their lives. So it's always great to make sure you promote your business before your business is come up and going. Put it out there, put it in people's minds that, hey, I got a clothing brand and I got a clothing store I'm opening up in 2 months and it's going to be in this location. I got a hair salon I'm opening up and it's going to be in this location. You want to make sure you promote the right way so that you can get the right customers, or with the organization, same thing. You want to make sure that you are promoting and you are soliciting and putting out there that, hey, I got empowerment. I'm doing an empowerment program. Smart Girls Empowerment is having a vote brunch and this next year. You want to put those things out ahead of time so that you give people plenty of time to plan, as well as you give yourself plenty of time to prioritize the cash flow. Also, cash flow, that was another thing that a lot of organizations and LLCs miss. They miss that point of, you possibly are going to lose more in the beginning versus to what you gain. There's not a lot of companies out here that started, or organizations that started off and they had bukus of money. You know, these are things that you have to make sure you set aside and you plan for, and you say, hey, I might lose that first year. I might lose $10,000. I might only gain 5,000. So if I put 10,000 in and I gain 5, I lost 5,000. But look at, as the years go by and as the months go by and they progress, you will begin to see the revenue, and you will begin to see that investment was definitely beneficial in the end. We have a question, and Latanya is gonna go for that question.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna let you answer this one. So this question comes from Christina Smith. I'm an entrepreneur and my services are financial credit consulting, mobile notary, and potentially next business is staffing. You were speaking on revenue and capital. What is the best advice for me starting capital and promoting my business? Currently, I target a niche market through LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, also word of mouth, and use my own money, but it's slow and I'm still working full time. Help.
So you have a potential staffing business. Actually, I really like the staffing business, the service and financial credit consulting mobile notary. As far as the staffing business go, me personally, you can always work with what is it called? Jobs, like the unemployment people.
Michigan
Works. So like going to job fairs, that would be a great start to me. Just registering yourself to go. I do know that with my nonprofit, I kind of work close with what is it again?
Michigan Works.
Michigan Works. I work with Michigan Works.
Shout out to Michigan Works.
And it's another one, the place where you go get the food stamps and things like that. Social service place. I believe that's the kind of social service where you get the help from the state. So I would start kind of in those areas where you can kind of get ideas from them, or get I'm drawing a blank for some odd reason.
Like they can become a resource.
Yeah, like a resource to put you with companies that's looking for staffing organizations and things like that. So that's probably where I would start. Definitely with Michigan Works. That would be the first place. As far as the notary go, I think that's just kind of like you said, word of mouth and kind of putting it out there. I don't know if you could mix flyers and put them in different stores that allow you to do it.
Maybe business cards. Do you have business cards? Like if you have one side for financial credit and counseling and the other side mobile notary, like just to show that you are providing both services, maybe some flyers in areas where those services are needed.
No business material yet. Okay. All right.
I know I personally like, what is that? company that I use, Vistaprint. And I'll do a double-sided flyer, a double-sided business card. If you have multiple businesses, market both businesses if you can on the same document, which it's cheaper. I know you said that you were paying for everything out of pocket, so that would be a way. Word of mouth is always going to be a great source of finding customers.
Are you done with that?
Yeah. Did you have any other questions? I'm sorry, Christina. Did we address your questions? You can also reach us offline, and we may be able to help come up with a plan to point you in directions of some additional resources.
And LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all those are great resources, most definitely, because I mean, you are reaching trillions of people. But I do know, I believe when I advertised on Facebook, they do allow you to minimize the audience that you're looking for. You can do an audience of, if you want to do business audience, if you want to do an urban audience or whatever. So I do believe you do have to pay for that, though. I can't remember how much I paid to advertise, but I did find it beneficial when I was running my company that I did get a lot of leads from Facebook and creating my own Facebook business page. So when you say you market on Facebook, I'm not sure if you're saying you're marketing through your own personal page or if you actually have a business page, because it's kind of a little different when you do a business page versus to your own personal page. So I hope we gave you some valuable information for that. Keep asking the questions if you are. We're going to move forward because we're 35 minutes into. Next slide will be.
This is kind of what we've already talked about. Like, we pretty much just went over these. These are, this is a plan for entrepreneurship. You want to identify your vision, brainstorm some ideas, read some self-help books, shadow someone or a company or a brand that's already doing what you want to do. Like, I have personal experience with shadowing. I am the queen of shadowing. If I want to know how to do something, or if I want to know how to do something differently, is to shadow someone that's already doing what I'm thinking of and putting my twist on it. Educating yourself about the industry, again, shadowing, reading, YouTube. YouTube is my best friend. I do use YouTube a lot. To create a plan, we talked about that already. Create a plan, write it down, take a picture. You can alter it. It's a working document to a certain extent. But every great vision starts with a plan. Create your network. Networking is key. You often find people that you can network with in salons and libraries and stores and the mall, anywhere. Everywhere I go, I network. Anywhere I go, I'm always raving about Smart Girls Empowered. I'm always uplifting to someone. I'm always trying to provide that extra oomph. I always offer to be a resource or assistance to someone, because you never know whose path you cross. You may not be able to help them, but you may be able to help their neighbor or their children. So create your own network through, networking. I say your network is your net worth. So rely on your network to build you up, and you do the same for them in return. And that leads into building relationships with community. I believe it's very important to get out there and be involved in a community, especially when you're up and coming entrepreneur. You want to get your name out there. You want to get your brand out there. You want people to know that you're doing positive things. You want to put yourself in the limelight, and you want to be able to help and give back to those same people that you're going to be asking for assistance. So it's always valuable to help within your community when you can, even if it's just a few hours a month. I believe that, some help is better than none. We all have a busy life. We're all working. We're all trying to be entrepreneurs. Some of us are parents. Some of us take care of our parents because they're older. which is understandable, but just never forget the community in which you come from, and always reach back to give, because they'll be pretty much the ones patronizing your business, and you want that. It's a good look. Market and execute your vision. Sharon talked a lot about, marketing and how it's very important to market before you do a grand opening and things like that. So just market, execute your vision, have your friends market for you. You market everywhere. Just be a walking billboard for your brand.
I'm going to touch bases on building relationships with your community. I know one of the biggest things I did, and Latanya and I are actually getting ready to, once the COVID kind of dies down a little bit, we'll be able to kind of get into this. I think it's very important to become a Chambers member of a city. It doesn't have to be the city that you're doing your business in. And I didn't know that until a couple of years ago. So if you can become, I know Wayne County is pretty hard to kind of get in because it's such a large county. It's a lot of chamber members there, but a lot of the chambers meetings allows you to meet different organizations that can be like yours, as well as that's nothing like yours. And that is the best way to network and build relationships with the community. A lot of times they have just feeding the homeless. We actually did the Feed the Homeless a it was last year, no, the year before last year, downtown. And we did that network with a couple of the homeless shelters down there. That's a part of the community and putting our name out there. So I believe that becoming a Chambers member in any city or in the city that you want to do your main business in can really put your name out there and build out great relationship with what you're trying to do. Our next slide, did you have anything else to go with? Yeah. Okay. Our next slide is creativity. And I'm kind of checking the chat rooms, and I have a business page. Oh, okay. We've read that. Okay. Our next slide is the creative. And I'm going to talk a little bit about creative. Of course, we've already talked about creating different things, but I don't know if this saying is anybody else's saying, but I always tell my employees at work, be the best at what you are best at. And I tell myself that, be the best at what I'm best at, because again, everybody's not great at what they think they might be great at. Only you can tell yourself when hey, I don't think this is my niche. I know I can't braid hair. I tried. I'm not going to go out here and do it because I don't want to give a bad product. It goes back to bad products. I love doing lashes, and I'm actually really good at that. I went and got my license in doing lashes. Why? Because I really love doing it. It's not my life living. I don't make my money out of it, but at the end of the day, it's something that I enjoy doing. So I became interested in that, and I actually pursued it and got my license, and I'm doing those. And know that you are your only roadblock to your success. It doesn't matter what people say. When I was 27, I didn't get a loan out at all. I took $20,000 of my own money at 27, cash. I didn't take a loan. I didn't get any money from anyone. That was all my money that I had saved up. And I wanted to open my own business. And it was people that definitely told me that was a dumb idea. I would take all that money and waste it. That was the best experience of my life. And I would never change that experience. Because it allowed me to be bold. It allowed me to be creative. It allowed me to do what I wanted to do and I thought was beneficial. And it wasn't about the money. It brought me happiness. Mm-hmm. So creating and being creative, make sure that you don't allow other people to make what you think is creative not creative, or make you doubt your creativity or your vision or your goal or your aspirations, because you have so many people out here that will tell you, well, it's already a business out here like that. Well, you know what? If Sunoco thought that, then there wouldn't be a Myers gas station. And if Walmart thought that, there wouldn't be a Myers and there wouldn't be a Kroger's, because those people offer similar things, and they didn't say, oh, well, I'm not going to open Target because it's a Walmart there. You can't think like that. You have to put your twist on whatever it is, and that's where your creativity comes in. Be creative with what it is. Learn the market. Learn what everyone else is doing. If he has a shirt and you want to make a shirt, make your sleeve shorter than his. Make one sleeve short and the other one long. That's being creative. You might think it's crazy. I've seen a lot of fashion shows where I was questionable about what was going on that stage, but people was paying millions of dollars for it, okay? So being creative doesn't have to make sense to the other person. It only has to make sense to you. So that's my spin on being creative. We have another video coming up. Latanya is going to go in and explain this. Yeah, hopefully this one works, God, please. Yeah. But we're going to
but you know what, before you go to the next one, I do want to read a small clip that I have prepared for creative.
Okay.
So being creative means taking risk and ignoring doubt and facing your fears. It means breaking all routine and doing something different just for the sake of doing something different. It means that you're mapping out thousands of different routes to reach one destination. It's a challenge, and that's something that we have to learn to do, is challenge ourselves every day. Get out of your comfort zone. To be comfortable is not to be challenged. So just allow yourself the time to be creative. If you need to meditate, if you need to listen to a certain type of music in order to be creative, allow yourself the ability to let your mind be free and to think outside of the box. So with that, we're gonna move to the next slide. Hopefully you guys can hear this video. Please let us know if you can. This is Taniqua.
And we're going to transition through these next few slides really quick. We got 15 minutes, actually about 10 minutes left, so we're going to transition kind of fast. Sorry for the speed. Okay, here we go.
No. Okay. The same. Okay, so we won't attempt to do the other videos. They're not working. So pretty much Taniqua was just talking about creating a plan, the importance of creating a plan. We've kind of been over that several times, how important it is to create a plan. If you need help creating a plan, there are resources out here for you. There's a company that I use and I have used several times, Fiverr, and they're relatively cheap. Their services are relatively cheap. However, you can feed them the information for your business, and they pretty much have a outline of different industries, and they can create a specialized plan for you. You work back and forth with them, and they'll be able to help you through the planning process. Journal. Have a journal. If you are not the type of person that is willing to reach out to someone else in regards to, plans, maybe you're afraid that they may steal your idea or things like that, create a journal and just document different things, ideas, your vision within that journal, and just go back once a week, reflect on those, see how many of those items that you have listed you're able to conquer or to work on during that time. So just challenge yourself to think out the box, set some time aside to plan, and work on the execution of your plan. Okay.
Next slide.
Be confident. Confidence takes you far. Old saying, I think my grandmother used to say, you fake it till you make it. So, and that, I think she meant like be confident enough to go into a meeting or to go into a business strong minded, and just with your head held high, take a few deep breaths. So there's a few things that you can do to show confidence. Smile, have good posture, practice in the mirror. I did that and it took me a while to, actually like practice and smile and feel and not feel nervous. I was still nervous with myself. So just being confident is definitely going to take you far. So when you are confident, it shows. You want to stand straight up. You want to speak firmly and use effective language. You want to get your message across. True confidence is the feeling of self-assurance that is grounded in an authentic experience of your own ability, perspective. It's a stable connection to the fact that we can do what we want, we can feel how we want, and we can be who we want to be. Next slide.
So this is a blank canvas, and we left this blank, and honestly, I think we've addressed pretty much everything that was going to go on this canvas. It's just creating your own vision, setting your timeline, and although someone else may have a business like yours or similar to it, you want to be able to put something in it that is creative. So that was the blank canvas, and we left that blank for that reason, to create your own space and your own idea, your own dream, and that's what the blank canvas is for. We are going to end this session or this PowerPoint presentation. Our president and founder, Latanya Sherar, will take us out. Thank you guys for joining. I truly hope that we gave you some valuable information. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, feel free to reach out to Latanya. I appreciated her for having me, a part of the vision and a part of Smart Girls Empowerment. It's an amazing organization. And as I said before, we are not here just to take over Michigan. We are here to take over the world.
Amen to that. Well, thank you again. Just piggybacking off of what Sharon said, we want to thank you so much for tuning in to our session. We hope that you received some valuable information. I believe that our information, there's some links or something that you can get in order to reach out to us if you have any questions, if you need any help with resources, if you have any community projects in which you need volunteers. We're more than welcome or open to helping you in your community projects. So please reach out. You want to take us to the next slide? This is the Smart Girls Empower. We are here to empower, educate, and inspire one another, particularly our young ladies and our young lady entrepreneurs. So if there's anyone that that needs any type of uplifting, mentorship, just anything in general as far as business and leadership, please feel free to reach out. If you have additional questions, feel free to ask at this time.
And we'll hang out in the chat room until they close it out. So we are here. We can see your comments. We can see your questions. Thank you again. We appreciate you guys. We are so blessed to have you as our audience.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Latanya. You've done such a great job with your, wonderful organization. Just wanted to say, I was very inspired by you just with this talk, both of you. A lot of times as women, we don't always get a chance to be congratulated. you know. So thanks for reminding folks, you know, that we deserve, right?
We
I
do.
appreciate you highlighting that.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem. Thank you so much. Thank you for being our facilitator.
Yeah. I wonder, do folks have questions? I mean, they're so rich with valuable, you know, knowledge and experience, you know, and there's at least like 18 people here, and I see some people here who probably have some great businesses, some stuff to offer. Do folks have things to offer? You know, throw some stuff in the chat. A part of this conference is folks connecting.
Absolutely.
So let's make sure that folks, you know, share. Don't
Absolutely.
just be a lurker.
Right, a wallflower, a lurker.
Sometimes lurkers are good. Those, you know what, is the ones that don't comment and don't question are the ones you actually get to. Okay.
Sounds good.
I love smart girls.
Oh, we love you too.
Thank you guys for the great advice, and peace and love to all. Kate, I can't pronounce Herbichich. I might have messed that all up, but that's okay.
I think that's Eberechi. Is that how you say
I was close then. Okay. Marie, Angela, we got Sharonda. Okay. Christine.
Oh, she's Miss Black Michigan.
Say Sharonda. Everybody's renamed.
Okay. We both wear glasses and don't have them on, so we was trying to read the comments, and we didn't want to be all in the, you know, on the camera and everything. But
yeah, Eberechi says she's currently serving as Miss Black Michigan.
Oh wow. Okay.
And she wants to connect.
Yes, let's connect.
Congratulations.
Yes. Hey, girl.
And Erin says she loves your advice, and you're so inspiring.
Aww.
Thank you.
And Renee says, Black Girl Magic. Thank you for the insight.
Thank you. We'll be emailing you. Okay, good. Okay.
Peace and blessings.
Yeah, this is great. We still have 5 minutes left, guys. I didn't want to kick you out.
Well, we'll stay hanging out, and if anyone has any questions, we'll just sit here and kind of talk amongst each other and read the comments. But you know, in the meantime, I raised my great. You did, Angela.
Hi, Mom.
And do y'all do a retreat?
So we do.
That's in the making.
Yeah, we're trying to revamp because of COVID, but once a year we do a boat brunch. So that's one of those unique things that I do. I try to keep my events pretty unique and give the girls an experience that they may not get, you know, otherwise. So we do a boat brunch, and usually that's the end of our program, like our program year. It's normally around, what is it? September.
Mm-hmm. The end of September.
Yeah, like August, September-ish. We do the boat brunch, and then like we also participate in the breast cancer walk every year. I've been doing it for like 5 years straight. So there's a lot of different events that
we're working on it too. So we were just talking about it. Definitely setting up something cabin-ish for the girls, and doing kind of like a hair and nail salon thing. That was more so of my business that I actually owned. I had a party center for little girls. So Latanya and I go way, way back, almost 21 years?
22 years. 22 years.
So we have been definitely with each other for a long time. So we definitely was looking into doing something with the girls once this is over with, but it's just kind of at a standstill now because we really can't plan effectively because of we don't know what's next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so many people are just like, some people still are, they're not coming out. They don't want their children out. So it's kind of hard to gauge,
right?
Like how we're gonna, you know, do this. We want to still make it, you know, interactive. We want the girls to want to be there. So it's like, how do you create fun, virtual fun?
Right. Yeah.
So I wonder if do you have like dream partnerships, like folks or businesses or any, funders that you want to work with that you're looking at that maybe you want to get at?
There's a few that I've been looking at. I'm just not sure like how to get there. I've been gradually working on it, but it's like when I get the opportunity to pitch the program, then I usually try to, participate in any pitch contest or anything that I can be a part of, because, we do want to expand, and we do need the right sponsorships behind us that can like take us to the next level. So there's a few like Quicken Loans, like DTE. There's a couple people that I know that work for certain organizations. I had a friend today. She works for Verizon Wireless, and she was speaking in regards to possibly having some type of sponsorship package for, to present to Verizon Wireless in regards to the program and different things like that. I just want to have things outlined or already set in place as to where we're going next and what type of events we're looking at to host, so that when we do go and, try to get funding or try to get support sponsorships from them, that they'll know exactly what our plans are and how they can support.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is great. This has been so fruitful. I'm really excited. I'm gonna connect with y'all for myself. Y'all are really inspiring. All the girls in this photo look like they are just so happy.
We had a great time. That was our yoga in the park. So we did a yoga in the park event, and it was free for everyone. I had one of my friends from my hometown, Pontiac. He came. He had a food truck that he had just started. Now he has a restaurant. So proud of him. But he had a food truck. He came. He donated. I paid a little portion of monies but for the most part, he was there to feed the girls. I had someone that came out to do the yoga instructing, and we just had a fun time in the park. It was something different, and it was something much needed. It taught the girls how to pretty much meditate, like meditation, clear your mind, refocus, things like that, things that they may not get a chance, to do, because our minds are always racing. So it was a great experience.
Well, this was great. I really appreciate y'all, and thanks for sharing. Thanks, everyone.